Hello, my name's John Thorne from Thorny Motorsport, and this is a video I think you're all going to be waiting for because it's about warranty claims and cars and their warranty position. Now, the most common phone call we get, and it's daily, is which particular McLaren model suffers more warranty claims than the others. And my advice is always consistent on this, and as much that there is no real one model worse than another. And it all depends on a lot of our variety of features. But over the Christmas break, we had some work done in the workshop, so I couldn't do any mechanical work. So we sat down and we went through all of the data of warranties that we have done for the last 5 years. Now, as you may not know, we've run a warranty McLaren's now for the last just over 5 years now, so 5th anniversary this year. And over that period of time, we have warranted just over 500 different McLaren models. In any given time, we've got between 100 and 125 cars undercover. Obviously, they rotate and they renew and don't renew in various processes. So generally, as an average, we've got 100 or so cars under our cover all the time. And our warranty cover is not something we buy. It isn't a policy that we sell. It's our own money, our own bank account, and we commit to looking after the car to show our commitment in terms of the car and our confidence. So we don't do it as a profit and loss account. It's done purely to say to people, we are so confident in what we do, and we're so confident in the car that we either sold or looked after, that we are in it with you, with our own money. Generally, as a rule of thumb, we burn rates, what you call a warranty cover in terms of what you spend, about 85%. So every pound I get in a warranty, I pay out 85p. And I can live with that. Going beyond 100%, it becomes a bit expensive, but it's not about a profit and loss for us, it's about the cars. So over the last couple of weeks over Christmas time, we've gone through all the cars, the whole 5 years, and I've come up with some numbers in terms of what problems you get and the cost per car. Now, this is the most painful video I've done for some time, because here I have a list, to some extent, of what I've spent out on cars. And we do make a bit of a joke of it. Customer comes in and says, oh no, you're going to cost me a fortune. So our worst car, okay, what we have paid out on warranty on a car is £22,000. So we've taken in £2,500, £3,000 of warranty, and it's cost us £22,000. Okay, that's a bad car for us. Okay, but that's how warranties work. 10 cars not paying, 1 car big bill. So what we've done is over the last 5 years, crunched down this number, and I've got my top 10 cars, well, bottom 10, really looking at it from my perspective, of what we've paid out on. And sadly, of the top 10, 6 of them are McLaren 650Ss. Okay, so if you're looking for a headline figure, it's not real life, but headline figure of the worst car in terms of cost per warranty claim, from our perspective, in 5 years and 500 cars, it's McLaren 650S. So at the moment in the car park now, I've got 2 cars out now. Combine those 2 cars have cost me £30,000 of warranty work. Painful, but that's what warranty is about. That's what you're looking after customers' cars. Now, the rest of the top 10, there are 3 570s, Sports Series, 1 Spider, 2 Coupes, 2 12Cs, a 650 and 1 720. I think 720 is number 11. So in terms of numbers. Now that doesn't necessarily mean the 720 is the least problem, but it's just less of them. So we are now doing roughly 25% of the cars we kind of warranty 720. 5 years ago, it was none. So obviously as cars get older and as we go further forward in the process. So what's crucial here is that one thing I do want to take away from that, but we have crunched number down, of all those models, rather than pick the 650 as the golden bullet car, what is very consistent is of all those top 10 cars, all of them have low mileage. All of them have very low mileage. So they haven't been used for months at a time. So for example, one of the 650s I had here, it's cost us £15,000. We sold it to the owner with 4,000 miles on the clock on a 2015 plate car. Okay, now that's life. But of the other cars we've had, the big bills I'm writing checks for, they're all very low mileage cars. And it's not about a whole low mileage, it's periods of time where they are simply not used, parked and stored. So one of the 3s here, the 720 car we've got here, was a 1,000-mile car we supplied. It was parked for 3 years. In that 3-year period I covered the warranty after that, cost me £7,000 of work. And it's, hoses splitting, things breaking, electrical issues. All these things come about from our experience from cars that aren't driven. And it's not the total number of miles that's important, it's simply the regular use. Every month, every 2 months, use them. So for me, it's a very interesting looking at it. If you look at it pure in the model numbers, I just stopped doing 650 warranties, frankly, because they're too expensive for us. But that's not the case, and we will carry on, don't worry. But I thought it's worth noting that the people asked me which model. There is no model. Okay, it's confirmed exactly what I thought. There is no specific model that's better or worse than the next one, but the consistency is not driving the cars. If you leave these cars stored and don't use them, I guarantee either you're paying for some work or some poor bastard like me is paying for it by a warranty. Now, speaking of warranties, what I'm also going to share here is some of the parts costs. Okay, so sadly, we haven't increased our warranty prices for 5 years. Inflation alone in this country has cost me 25%. So sadly, when our new website comes live, which is end this month, they are revising our prices for our warranties up to take into account the increase of costs that we have. Now, to refer to that, I've got a list here. So let's go back 5 years ago. So a 12C accumulator, okay, back in the old days was £155 plus VAT. It's now £349. So it's more than doubled its price. Some real fun ones, like the MRM. So that's the dash binnacle that controls your switchgear and also controls your CAN bus system. Back in the day we started with £949. It's now £2,500. Okay, and I've got 5 or 6 of these things here. So I've got, for example, wiper motor for a P13 car, £350, now £600. I've got front shocks for a 650S. They were £1,700, now they're £2,500. Now the good news about shock absorbers, as you've probably seen, is we now have a refurb operation, and we are doing on average 20 shocks a week. It's significant, and we're saving people £1,000, well more than that, £1,200 per shock compared to a brand new shock absorber. So it's wonderful thing about what we've done, changing, having some aftermarket parts, keep it cheaper, but it reflects some of the numbers that McLaren are getting us, for example. You know, for example, an HVAC display on the 12C 650s in the door, okay? Back in the day, that was £1,000. This isn't the carbon fibre trim one, this is the boring plastic trim one. Was £1,000, now it's £2,000. They've doubled the price. And on January of this year, 2026, McLaren decided to increase the service cost price by an average of 34% across the board. Okay, so sadly, running a McLaren is going to get more expensive. Okay, I've absorbed price increases for 5 years. I can't afford to do it anymore. So hence we are going to put some prices up now from January as well to that. Not by much. So for example, we're increasing our warranty cost by about £500 across the board. However, we are compensating that, we hope. Previously, we had a maximum £10,000 per item claim. That's not £10,000 per claim, it's £10,000 per specific item, okay? We're now increasing that by 50% to £15,000. So that means that covers all of your gearbox work and then some. It covers all of the engine work we may need to do, other than exploding to a pile of pieces. You're covered by per item. And it's not per claim. So if you come in with an engine and a gearbox issue, that's not £20,000, that's now £30,000 of a total for it, that's per item. And that will cover every car. We've picked the number of 15,000. There's only one car in 500 cars of all the claims we've done we can't cover for that claim limit. So we're increasing the cost, but we're increasing our cover level for you at the same time. In addition to that, with the service items we've got, we are about to release our own air filters. Okay, these are custom uprated air filters that are coming out end of the month as well, and they are going to be significantly cheaper than the standard McLaren items. For example, you know, a standard 720S air filter is up from 90 quid to 130 quid. You know, it's a 40% increase in price. These are getting expensive. 3.8 inch, so all the other air filters, the Sports Series, 12Cs, etc. They've gone from £40 to £90. Yeah. So what we've done is we've come up with our own air filter that will compensate that and be actually cheaper than the OEM one. So it's quite a painful video for me to look at all those claims and all the money we've spent on warranties the last 5 years would be enough to buy my house, which is a shocking thing sometimes you think about it. But we will carry on doing it because we've done it right. We are increasing the prices not to show lack of faith in the car, but simply the fact that life moves on in terms of parts prices and inflation and costs, you know, electricity costs, something else there. So they are going up, but we're compensating that with a higher claim limit per item member, not per claim. So ask the question, which model is more an issue in terms of warranty? None. Mileages. Keep using these cars. Don't park them for 5 months at a time and expect them to be problem free. And we will now look in terms of when we're doing a warranty in a car, someone comes in for warranty inspection, we'll go back through the service history and see it's been used regularly. If we have a period of time where it's not been used several periods of time, I will take a decision whether or not cover that car. I have to be sensible about this. And as an owner, though you do too. We've even redesigned our showroom here. So our two cars here are where we do the pictures for the car features. So it means by definition, they have to move in and out whilst we put a car in. So even if I don't have time to drive them, or if they've got work being done, because they're both R&D cars for Element, and they spend time missing parts sometimes, it doesn't matter. I have to move them so I don't get that issue of the cars being stored for a period of time. I suggest you do the same. All right, hope that's useful. Talk to you soon. Cheers.